Do questions in the room first. So room, go right ahead.
Ramon, obviously we had a chance to talk to you right after in the heat of the moment, a couple of weeks ago. But now that you've had more time and you've been playing more, just take us through how wild maybe the last few weeks have been for you, getting your opportunity and switching over to safety and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, 2 weeks ago, these past 2 weeks have been kind of fast. Starting to get the hang of safety. From call wise, I know every call is just more so me calling the checks out or just having to know from what formation or what I'm getting or what I have to say out loud and what I have to talk to with the other corner of the road or anything. But it's been fine, going well, still trying to improve. It has been pretty fast. It is kind of crazy. I wasn't getting like the most of PT, and then now it's like trying to be in a different role player spot. So yeah, it's been good.
Oftentimes we're asking guys like their progress they've made from like freshman year to sophomore year to junior, and how much they've learned. Can you put in perspective maybe how much you've learned in 2 weeks since transition?
I would say learning the defense fully. I feel like when I was playing corner, it was more so just knowing what I would have to do at that spot. But now I kind of know like who's pushing here or who's got the hook, who's taking this away. So just fully going through or like just fully having like full capacity of our defensive playbook.
And then what was just the conversation like when you were initially told that they should revisit that? Like, hey, we need you over here. Like, just take us through that initial conversation.
Honestly, last week, Monday, I was sick, so I didn't get to come to the walkthrough. And then Tuesday, I got a text right before my last class from Mickens. He was like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna need you to come in early. We got to go over some stuff. Came in early, and then he was just like, he just told me to sit down. He was like, we're going to push you to safety this week. And I was like, okay. And that was it. Then I went to go talk to Coach O'Leary, and he was like, yeah, you playing field safety this week. I was like, all right. So, I didn't expect it. I didn't know that was about to come out, but, it was pretty funny from the way it happened.
Speaking of Coach O'Leary, I guess he doesn't get talked about as much, but, what's his personality, coaching style like?
Coach O'Leary is pretty fun. He's cool, kind of younger, so he knows like what we going on. He knows our slang, everything. He's a really good guy. Knows defense pretty well. He does a lot of our back coverage, our third down stuff.
And then, what areas has Kyle kind of helped you, progress over the last couple of weeks?
Kyle's been a big help too. Kyle is, he's a teammate, but he is more so like a coach now too. He's telling me what to do, what to take away, what I should be looking at on this play, what I should be looking at on that formation. But that's like across the line with everybody, like going on in Houston, DJ, even KJ, like we're all like our group, like we are like a really like a brother type of thing. Like they're trying to help in any type of way or fashion to like get us all together and make us do good.
And then you spoke about communication. Obviously, that's important at your position. I guess is that a challenge for you just to kind of, because you don't do too much of that at corner? Was that hard for you just to kind of step out like that?
I wouldn't even say it's not a challenge because of you don't do too much at corner. I would say it's just like a challenge for me in my like just position, just how I am. I don't speak much. I don't talk unless like spoken to. So just trying to be the guy in demand all of a sudden is that's a big change for me.
What's it been like to step into this role? To be told like, hey, guess what? We're moving you around. You're going to be in a different position. Was it an emotional roller coaster for you? And then to finally get to the game on Saturday?
I wouldn't say emotional roller coaster. I have all confidence in myself. I told my mom, I was like, hey, they're going to move me to safety this week. She was like, what does that mean? What are they doing? This and that. But at the end of the day, it was kind of like a don't worry type of deal. I think you can do it, this and that. And I'm like, all right, I just got to have a good week this week. As long as I do, figure out everything, make the right calls, just don't blow a coverage. Like just simple things, I'll be all right. And the way I look at it is just like, at the end of the day, you're playing football. I've been playing football for over a decade. So yeah.
What does it mean to you though to be able to step into that role with that trust in yourself and confidence to know like, hey, I got this, and my team trusts me to have this?
It is a big role to fill. I am playing behind the All-American right now, who's about to go first rounder. Like, so, from that standpoint, it is like, I don't have a lot of room to mess up. Like I can't do this. I can't do stuff that is typically already fulfilled to the max with Kyle playing. But I mean, I hold myself accountable every time I play. I mean, I'm trying to go 110% as much as I can, trying to help, trying to even do someone else's job, but just holding my 111th, just trying to make our team win.
And this Thursday's Thanksgiving. What are you most thankful for when you look at this program and the opportunities you have this year?
I would say settling mindset, growing into a man. I still think of myself as a kid still, but at the end of the day, I see myself growing. I see myself doing things now that I wouldn't be doing last year. I see my body changing. I'm 190, 195 now. When I came here, I was 160. Like I just see me doing a lot of different things that I know I wouldn't do before. I mean, talking now on the field, I know I wasn't talking before. Like there's a whole bunch of different things that I can see in myself change. And I feel like just coming here is a great choice, obviously school and football, but it is a well-developing person, like a well-developing institution into your manhood, I guess.
How much has Kyle helped you as he's been sitting on the sidelines? You've been trying to fill that role. How much has he helped you out?
He's a good eye guy. He's very good at recognizing formations, recognizing tendencies really quicker. I wouldn't say I have like the necessary hang of that on the while playing, but on the sideline, he's like, yo, like he comes out here this way, he gonna do this. So like with him, I would say with him watching everything I do and critique it to the fullest so I cannot mess up on the next time they come at me with it, that's a major blessing. Like it's the best to have a guy like that in your corner. And I mean, he's trying to get me to where he is at this point. So I thank him for it a lot.
All right, got time for one question from Zoom. Len Clark, go right ahead.
Ramon, with the chance to play every day now, where have you seen your biggest improvement? Has it been technique? Has it been breaking down film? Or has it just been adjusting to the college game?
I would say technique wise, starting to pick up what I need to take away, what I can give up, what's going on here, what's going on there type of deal. Film has been majorly impacted, not gonna lie. I mean, obviously if you're not playing before, you're not really looking at film as much. And I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't looking at film crazy before, but yeah, looking at film, trying to pick up tendencies, looking at main targets, major plays that always work out for them, things like that. So yeah.
All right, you're done here, Ramon.
Thank
Head
you.
upstairs, catch up with Robbie.
Thanks, Ramon.
Thank you.
What's up? How we doing?
Yeah, you know.
Good. All right. We do questions in the room first, and then if they have questions, we'll do Zoom after, so you can look at everyone what they're asking in the room.
Okay.
Ready to go?
Yep. I'll do.
Room, go ahead.
Where's kind of been the biggest jump in your game over the last year come from?
Just watching more film and taking care of my body. Those two things I think have helped me be able to perform better and help the team out.
And then going back to like your recruitment, are there any moments since you got to Notre Dame that have made you glad that you chose Notre Dame?
Yeah, I mean everything. Honestly, just being at Notre Dame and be able to receive education and play ball at the highest level. It's a rare combination. So it's been great for me.
And then you're kind of going home this weekend, I guess. Are you excited for that? And then you have a lot of family and friends coming to the game?
Yeah, I got a bunch of family and friends texting me, excited. I'm excited as well, being able to go back home for a bit. So
How many people you got? You think you'll be there?
probably like 20, 25.
What do you see from Stanford?
Excuse me?
What do you see from Stanford that they can, what problems they can pose for you guys?
They're a good team, just a good football club. I mean, you got to take each week as a new opponent and a new challenge. So, I have the most respect for Stanford and just getting ready to play.
What's the roller coaster? I think Matt was kind of saying that has it felt like a roller coaster for you, in terms of your growth to get to this point? Obviously, there's been some ups, but there's been some downs. How has the journey kind of been for you?
I mean, yeah, it's, like you said, it's been ups and downs, but, I just kept my head down, keep working. And I mean, yeah, it is what it is, you know, but I don't try to look back on that. I try to just move forward and finish out the season.
How difficult is that? I mean, because when you're in those down times, it's not easy to say, okay, well, another up time's coming.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy, but I was always taught, you know, just to stay strong. And, you know, there's gonna be down times, there's gonna be bad times, but you gotta fight through and be gritty, honestly. So
You're also in a position where it's hard to not, I mean, if you don't have confidence, it can be problematic. You have to kind of move on forward. How did that mesh with like the ups and downs?
yeah, is especially playing cornerback, you gotta have short-term memory, because there's one play you do well, then the next play you getting bombed for a touchdown. So, you know, you just it's all about your mindset. And that's, like I said, that's what I've been taught, and I just carry that with me.
Have you made a final call and if you'll be back next year or not?
No, I have not.
What's the process like to make that decision for you?
Just talking to my parents and, you know, talking to the coaches and just see where we stay. Like, you know, just, yeah, I haven't really made a decision on what I'm going to do next year. And I just want to continue, you know, finish out the season and go from there.
So this week is Thanksgiving. What are we most thankful for when it comes to Notre Dame football being a part of this program?
Just the teammates and the coaches. It's a big old family, you know, and even though I'm not going to be with my immediate family, they're still family to me, and I'm most grateful for that.
How much talk is there about the Notre Dame Stanford rivalry back home? Is that anything that ever comes up?
I mean, not that I know of. I mean, we talk about it, but I don't really get into much of the rivalry, you know, just another game. And yeah.
What are you looking forward to most about being in that game? I know you said you got like 20 plus people coming to watch you. What are you looking forward to most just about being there, being home, and just to have that environment?
Yeah, just, you know, my senior year, being able to, like you said, be able to play at home, it's great. Because I mean, back in high school, I would play in Palo Alto so many times, and, you know, it's just kind of like a full loop circle coming back. So yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm
Is there
excited.
anybody special that's going to be there that will be able to watch you play that might not have been able to see you play as often throughout your college career?
Yeah, my high school coach, Coach King. So he's gonna be out there, and yeah, I haven't seen him in a long time. Every time I go back home for vacation, I always go see him, see how the football program's doing. So it'd be good to have him come watch me.
Time for one question on Zoom. Len Clark, go ahead.
TaRiq, the defense is really transformed over the season. What has been that impetus to rise to the occasion that it is right now? Has it been coaching? Has it been chemistry, or a combination of all?
I would say a combination of both. You know, Coach Freeman is a great coach, and we have great players on the team, and we've been playing together for a while, and having that chemistry has been very helpful for the defense.
You're all set.
Thank
Good.
you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Trey.
Thank you.
Right.
For the, I'm trying to show. Something else. Too much. And I really have missed
It would probably
The problem
be,
is-
oh, yeah, like I've never had.
People are human. People forget that.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you not do?
Yeah.
Well, because trying to learn that.
Yep.
Players Association award, and there's another. I'll zoom in.
Oh, the Zoom recording stopped because he had space.
No, it's still recording. So mute. Is there anything?
goes with this, and then he gave a really long answer. I'm like, yeah, that's good for podcast only. It's been a different one. He is. Oh. Used to just doing it. Expert.
This one's, yeah, family there.
What?
Somebody's doing family.
It's focus on the thing. It's a spin.
It's a spit. Murder football. Rip it off. Can you text me? Just click the shoot on this film, just see what you. I'm not saying already football. Oh, wait, no, that's Boston College. It would be better.
Oh, yeah.
Not fair, you should just rock this film.
And I'm just suggest that you're fine. I think you got Blake Fisher. I think you got a better chance of Blake Fisher and Broncos Fisher. Actually, you know what's so funny about Blake Fisher out here? It's like there actually would be absolutely no controversy. It's like one of the scenes people you probably say, no, Blake's not. Oh, he's not. He's old. I'll take Max Siegel. See if we get knocked for it. You know what's the funniest thing? All this shit where we work. 2 videos that I got the most views on anything. I think it was over 25,000 on each. Because I was talking about throwing up and the walk-ons with curb the enthusiasm behind it. What are we doing? I mean, at least the walk-on one actually took me effort to put it together. They're asking about Blake Fisher. Must be asking about, I don't know. That is unbelievable. I almost feel like we should look at Twitter to see like what's going on. He just said this. Like, I hear laughter.
I hear love noises.
Is that her first question? So, what the hell are you talking about up there? There we go. Definitely very confused. What could have been taken? So
What's up, Josh? How we doing?
good.
All right, we're gonna do questions in the room first, so you can look up at everybody as they're asking questions. And then if we have questions on Zoom, we'll do Zoom at the end.
Sweet.
You ready?
Yep.
All right, room, go ahead.
Josh, can you just take us through your opinion on the progress that this offensive line has made throughout this year?
Yeah. So last time I talked to all of you was before Wisconsin, and I talked about the details that we needed to clean up, and that some of our mistakes that we were making, it wasn't all 5 guys having catastrophic blocks. It was 1 or 2 of us in the details that we need to clean up. And I think as the season progresses, and it's coming, to an end here pretty soon, we're all communicating with each other and seeing things through one set of eyes better. And those details that we really wanted to clean up are getting cleaned up. And because of that, Kyren and Logan and Audric are able to make plays that they can make. So I think just being able to clean up some of those details as the season progressed, we've been able to play better ball.
From an emotional standpoint, how gratifying is that to be able to have that come together?
Yeah, there's certainly some gratification in it, especially like being able to be aware when things weren't going right of what needed to happen and get done, and then be able to fix that through the weeks and see each week getting a little bit better. Talking about getting like 1% better. There's certainly gratification there, but then also as you start getting better and fixing some of these things, you want to do more and more and more. So there's, like a lot of like we just finished with Georgia Tech, and we already have a piece of paper of like things we're going to work on this next week, and just pick 2 or 3 things, really work at them so that we can be at our best, play Stanford this weekend.
Jared kind of talked about it the other day, but what's Kane Madden's biggest, I guess, growth over the last couple of weeks?
Last couple of weeks, Kane Madden has just had this unbelievable mindset of just wanting to move somebody off the ball. I think his comfort level playing at this level too has increased, and like he realizes that he can be a dominant force on the field, and he's kind of unleashed that inner beast of him. He's able to execute at a high level, and his technique is pretty solid. And so I think just the confidence point of, is the play a little bit different than a Marshall? Yes, but Kane he can make any kind of block. He's a beast. And if he has that mindset, then no one's really going to be able to stop him.
And then you mentioned the Marshall part. Does that transition from one offense to another tougher for an offensive lineman? Just kind of pick up on the little nuances and stuff like that.
Yeah, the little nuances, but more so just the continuity and communication, being able to connect. We all had spring ball in here with each other, except for King. King wasn't able to be a part of that. So like when he came in, we had already started building relationships with each other, and then King now coming into fall camp, and he was here in the summer. And as the season goes on too, like we're starting to build those relationships up front, whether it's between him and Jared or me and him. So that on Saturday, I just talked about our duo play upstairs with everybody, like the nuances of that alone and how we all need to be communicating 10% vocally and 90% just being able to understand what the other guy's thinking and going through. Because of that and what Kane has been able to do in practice and work with us, I think has helped us play.
The average fan doesn't understand offensive line play anyway. When it comes to that kind of chemistry and communication, how do you go about explaining that to people when you're trying to say, this is why we're struggling?
It's hard to explain to anybody that hasn't played offensive line, because it's 5 guys within 10 yards of each other all lined up, and we're trying to block a 6, 7, 8 man box with each other. And I can't be just talking to you like I'm talking to you now and being like, hey, I'm coming, go block that guy, right? Like it's a lot of execution of the reps in practice and having this an understanding of like, what's Kane thinking here? What's Jared thinking here? Being able to do like one-word communications with each other and have that completely change the entire picture of like what we need to do to block.
And then how much did a whole new other side of the line, all Stanford, figure into that too?
Yeah, so obviously I'm not talking to Joe while I'm out there, but Joe talking to Kristofic and Kristofic being able to talk to Jarrett affects the right side as well. On Saturday, we were down the goal line and we had inside zone to the left, and Joe made a great out call to be able to push everybody one guy over. Joe doesn't know that on the backside, I'm locked on my defensive end unless he gives me that out call. And yes, I can't hear Joe, but Joe tells Kristofic and Kristofic tells Jared, and that gets communicated all the way to me so then I can be able to come off my block. And if I don't hear that from all the other guys, I have a mental error and it's a TFL. So just Joe's confidence and being able to trust himself and communicate that and be loud with his communication, it pays dividends, because if not, there's not a touchdown. It's the Kyren's touchdown to the left.
All in a matter of seconds.
Millisecond. Yeah, it's quick. It's quick because you're not going to see it right away. That was like out, blah, blah, go. Like all, and like that's that span of communication all of a sudden, like you got to be able to adjust. And it's not going to look pretty or perfect, especially in some of those situations when we're communicating on the fly. Like we're really getting the cadence as we're getting calls from the other offensive line. It's not going to look pretty or perfect, but it puts everybody on the same page. And even if it's not being blocked correctly, but we're all on the same page and doing what we need to do, Kyren and Logan Diggs and Audric, Jack Cohn, Tyler Buckner, whoever's behind us, they're going to make us right. And we got a touchdown out of Kyren Williams on that play. So
Stanford's typically a pretty physical team. What do you see from them when you look at video?
Yeah. So if you look at Stanford, if you're talking about a program that's pretty similar to ours, it's Stanford. They recruit a lot of guys that we recruit. same kind of people, and they're going to play physical and tough every year. That's who they are. It's their genetic makeup. But we're going to play physical and tough as well. And it's because of the program, what the coaches have established in each program. But I think they're going to love to play against us, and we're going to love to play against them. Just go out there, and it's going to be who can execute the details better. And it's going to be a great time on Saturday.
Kyren and Logan are kind of two really patient backs. Just get the whole and go. I guess how does that kind of benefit the run game?
It gives us more time up front to make each other right or be able to communicate with each other. One of the plays that we want to have the best run efficiency in is a duo play. And the reason why I think there is a higher efficient percentage in that is because it gives Kyren and Logan the time to be able to be patient and wait for us to make our blocks and give them a hole. And often it's like we might not be displacing guys 4 or 5 yards, but we get a body on the body in that kind of play, and they're going to make some cuts that you haven't seen in a long time, and then they're going to get some yards, and it's going to be a great play.
Smiling, just thinking about that. What does it mean to you to be able to provide that for them in each and every game?
I just love blocking for them. I mean, I think I don't really ever think about it kind of like that, like what it really means to me, other than I just love seeing them run and then be so energetic. And like, if you want to talk about someone that has energy every single day, it's Kyren. And on Saturday, just like it's pretty rewarding to, you know, run 16 yards and pick them up and be like, great run, man, and some other expletives in there. And then it'd be like, let's get the next play call. And it's like, oh, we get the same play call, let's do it again. And like, it's just a smile on our face. It's like, and it's great now because we're executing those details and it's working out, you know. It's cool to see how we've grown over the season, and the same play ran against Florida State as opposed to now, and it's like it's a lot different. So.
What is it that shifted that made all this possible? As you said, that you ran it in Florida State, didn't work as well, but you ran it last weekend and it's perfect. What is that shift that allowed that to happen?
The communication up front between the offensive line. So I'll walk you through what I walked through upstairs with everybody. It's like on our duo play, we want to have as many double teams as up front as possible to the linebacker level. And we don't want to come off these double teams until we're at the feet of the linebacker, because if we're not, then they're going to be twisting and stunned. They're going to be crashing through gaps, and we're going to be on levels. And we don't want that, especially like in a duo play where Kyren and Logan are just waiting for a hole to open up. So in that scenario, whether they're stemming post-snap movement at all, we have to understand, okay, what's our, before the cadence, what are we doing? Am I double team with tight end, or am I with Kane at right guard? Post-snap, is any movement? No. Okay, so how are we now moving guys to the next level? Where are the linebackers moving? Are they boss? Are they bowed? Who was our point in the play? And just being able to consistently be thinking about that, keying near knees, feet of the linebackers, trying to feel for any loopers over the top. When you can put all of that together as all 5 plus our tight end and wings that are to our right and left, it's pretty cool because it's all guys on the same page. And so like, yeah, Kyren and Logan just hit this massive hole, and with duo can pretty much hit anywhere. So it's like when everyone can execute that together, that's like the one play. It's like the whole unit did their job, you know, like all 11 of us.
What was the moment like when that it worked for the first time and you're like, okay, we've got this, like this is a good thing for us?
I don't know if it was like one time or it was like all of a sudden started working. Early on, if you guys remember when you interviewed me back for Wisconsin, I talked about like the small details that we needed to fix on some of these plays. And like I just named a whole bunch of details about the duo play that we need to focus on. But like if one of those things don't happen from one of us, then it's a failed play if you're talking about like run efficiency. And so over time, it's just like, okay, clean up the details a little bit better. It's looking cleaner. And you see better double teams, you see better blocks, you see Kane coming off on the linebacker. I think it was UNC. He came off on the linebacker really late and it's run digs for a big run. And just seeing that, it's like, that's awesome. Like that's awesome. And that fuels us up, fuels the coaches up, makes them want to call the play more. And overall, I think just makes people happy.
Thanksgiving meal, what has to be on the table and how much of it will you consume?
Oh man. So we were talking about this earlier when we were walking off from walkthrough, because we were trying to explain this to the freshmen. It's like, wasn't Lou Holt's quote about Notre Dame? It's just like, if you've never been here or whatever, like I can't explain it or something like that. Well, like the Thanksgiving dinner, if you've never seen it, it's hard to explain how great it is here at Notre Dame. We do it at the Morrison, and it's just a beautiful spread. Their green bean casserole is pretty good. I think my mom's is better, but their green bean casserole, really, really good. They have really good turkey. I don't know where they get their turkey from, but it's pretty good turkey. And then I'm just a big fan of stuffing. I think if you got some good stuffing, it's a good meal.
How many scoops?
As many as that plate will fit.
What are you most thankful for?
This team, and when I say team, I don't mean the players specifically. I mean the players, the coaches, the training staff, getting me healthy, the academic advisors, putting me on a path here that has been rather successful. And it's because of them that I've been able to do it and the resources they have provided for me. And I think with Thanksgiving coming up and a time to be grateful and reflect on that, and also in my 5th year here, I think it's even more so like a time of gratitude and being able to really think about, like, I'm here today, not really because of anything specific that I did, but because of what other people have been able to help me accomplish.
Do you have another year after this one?
I do have one more year. Yep.
Haven't given much thought on that.
I've had quite a bit of conversations in the last couple of weeks, and I'll make a decision here in this next week.
What is that process for you? What are the things that you're weighing to make that decision?
I think there's a lot of things. Obviously, it's what could life look like after football? Whether that be, like how long am I in the NFL? If I'm in the NFL, what do I want to become after that? Where do I want to live? But then also with this program, I have another year to help freshmen coming in and young guys on the team grow, just like how Hunter Bivin helped me when he was a 5th year and I was a freshman. I think it's a great opportunity to be able to help younger guys understand the standard of Notre Dame and what it means to be a Notre Dame man. And so why not use that opportunity to change some lives and not just grow myself, but help grow others into being Notre Dame men, because this world needs more of them.
You immediately thought to the freshmen coming in. Does the success that's expected for next year, does that play into that decision?
I think when you have freshman classes that come in and they follow the standard to a T and they really, really want to be a part of the process, it makes the whole team better. This freshman class that's come in, they have been outstanding. And talking from like Blake Fisher, Joe Alt, I'm talking just offensive line wise, but like you can get into Mitch Evans and Buckner. And the reason they play so well on Saturdays is because Sunday through Friday, they are great men and great character. And when you have more of those kind of people in the program, it makes the whole program better. And it starts with those freshmen, because those older guys, like the older guys have been around, they know what needs to be done. They know to go to class. They know to get treatment when you have the free time. So I think it's very important to be able to work with those freshmen, make sure they understand the standard as quickly as possible.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Josh.
Kyren, how we doing? Same process as usual. We'll have questions in the room first, and then if we have questions on Zoom, we'll do that after. You ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, room going.
Kyren, you and Diggs are, I guess, naturally patient runners. I guess I know Lance kind of coaches that. Is there any like techniques or footwork that kind of lead into that?
No, I feel like to me it's more of a mental, more of a mindset type of thing. Before each and every play, I tell myself like patience, because there's a lot of things that can happen on one play, a lot of run through that could happen. So being patient just allows you to be able to avoid all of that and be able to see holes when they're there. So I feel like to me it's really key, especially this year. It's even more of a key thing for me, having patience, because it's able to open up my vision, being able to see the whole field and be able to make those plays that I've made and, continue to make. So just being patient, I feel like there's nothing bad that happens like that.
And then I'm sure you've answered this multiple times over the last week or so, but I mean, what factors are you factoring into your decision to potentially leave or stay for next year?
That's something that I really haven't thought about. It might seem like cliche, but like we still have Stanford to play. Like I know I'm never the type of person who thinks far into the future, because I give too much power to what I think to. So I try to keep it simple and try to keep it like what's relevant now and like what's where I'm at now, present. physically, but it's something I do got to start thinking about. I got to start sitting down with my family and just weighing out the pros and cons to see what it is, what's the best decision that's going to be for me.
And then now that you guys are a couple months into the NIL stuff, I guess what's kind of your feedback on how that's kind of going through?
I can't stand NIL. I don't really like it. I can't lie to you. That's only me personally because I just don't like posting on social media. So like when I got to post like a picture of me with some pizza, like I'm like, come on, really? Do I have to do this? I'm just trying to enjoy my pizza. But no, I feel like it's also gonna with years keep on coming with it, and people like getting to understand it a little bit more. I feel like it's gonna be beneficial for the people in the future that that need it.
Got to be able to work for it.
Yeah, you gotta be able to work for it, obviously.
Kyren, you see, you don't kind of look too far in the future, so I'm curious, like, do you look at playoff rankings and things like that?
Mm-mm.
Not at all. Do
No.
you? So you don't even think about it? Don't worry about it? Don't care?
I wouldn't say I don't care. It's not something I'm worried about. I'm worried about what's tomorrow. Tuesday, we got Tuesday practice tomorrow. I got a little paper I got to do tonight, but like it's just those things. I'm just trying to stay present where I'm at. I'm not trying to worry about what I got to worry about because what we've been told since the summer and since the beginning of the season is if we play the way that we do and we just stay true to who we are, we're going to be exactly where we want to at the end of the season. And I firmly believe that. I just think if you keep your head down and you work and you look up, success is going to reward the right people. So, it's something that me personally, I don't worry about. I couldn't tell you, I won't be watching this thing tomorrow because I don't got cable TV. So I won't know where we are until they post it on Instagram. But, I'm always just going to work. That's all it is. I'm not worried about no rankings.
What do you feel the case is though for Notre Dame in terms of maybe the growth that you guys have had as a team from beginning of the season to this point?
Yeah, obviously, like the beginning of the season, we struggled early on, just being gelled together as a team, and just playing the team aspect of football. But I think later on in the season, especially after Virginia Tech and after the bye week, that we really kicked it into a different gear, and you could see that we play with a different mindset. Like the defense hasn't let up a touchdown in 3 games. Like that's a different type of stat that you just don't see regularly. So I just feel like we're all just really playing complementary football. We're all coming together to show like just the world who we are and just what we do when we play football when we step onto that field.
Kyren, looking forward to the next game. You got Stanford, obviously. What kind of threats do they present to you guys, more specifically on their defensive end?
Yeah, so Stanford, they're in and out of 3 and 4 down, so that's really that's really big on us as running backs and like a run game kind of scheme. So we got to be able to see what kind of front they're in and what kind of defense that they're running, and seeing whether they're in man or zone, because whenever they're in man, we got weapons that we can use to attack. So we just got to be able to take advantage of what they give us and how they give it to us.
And from there was one point after the North Carolina game, so you were just waiting, being patient, like you are as a patient runner, just wait for that game to click, and then it clicked against USC. How much more rewarding, or how much more, I don't know, maybe fun have you had with more success you've had more recently?
I would say I had, just
Being
it is
patient, being patient.
yeah, being patient is obviously I hope to see me work. I mean, obviously I hope to see me give me better runs or get me to better situations to have better runs. But I just as a running back, it's always going to be high and down, like up and lows, and you're never going to be satisfied at what you do because for me personally, nothing I ever do is good enough. Like I always got to go back to work this next week. So just staying hungry and having that mindset for me is that's what I keyed on each and every week of the season, so I don't ever get satisfied.
Oops, sorry, one last one for me. Seeing guys like your fellow running backs like Logan Diggs getting those touchdowns along with yourself, what's that success like, especially this past week?
It's awesome, it's just seeing those guys like Logan and Audric, just true freshmen in there playing snaps at college. Like that's something I wish I had. And look at Logan, he's scoring 2 touchdowns in a game. Like that's true freshman. So like he's living out his dreams. I couldn't be more happier for him. And I know I'm always gonna have his back. And I know that that if he has me, that we're gonna work. That's all. I'm gonna force it on him. We're gonna do that, and we're just gonna keep getting better. And same goes for Audric. It's just going back to work each and every week so that we don't ever get satisfied. We don't do that.
Kyren, what is playing at Notre Dame meant to you? Obviously you said you have a big decision to make, but just the time you've had here, what has that meant to you?
I feel like it's meant my life, really. Like, this is where like my life has really just gotten started for me personally, independently, just being on my own for the first time and meeting new people all around the world and having these like great bonds and connections with my friends is something like I'll never forget. Like my dad, he always tells me like, don't forget the relationships and the bonds that you have with the people in that locker room or in that team, because those are things that you last forever. But to me, I feel like it's definitely the connections and the guys that are here that I go to work with each and every day, no matter what it is. And I know they're always gonna have my back and I'm gonna have theirs, but just having those connections and then seeing what Notre Dame has done for me and like has physically and mentally changed who I am as a person, I'm just forever grateful for that.
Kyren, Josh talked in great detail about the increased communication along the offensive line. Where have you seen their greatest improvement as the season has gone on?
For me personally, it definitely in the run game and definitely run throughs. So like when the defenses or when the backers, they send the blitz on a run, it's just being able to communicate that and pick up the blitzes so that as running backs, we still have that clear track and we're still able to be patient and hit the hole wherever it's at.
Well, you mentioned blitzes. I think your blitz pickup has increased this year, and you've done a much better job on that. Where does that come from?
That's just the mentality. It comes from, me being a defensive player growing up my life and knowing that I don't want you to hit me. I'm gonna hit you first. So, just having that mindset and that, just by any means type of attitude. It doesn't matter if I'm pass pro and I'm running, if I'm catching ball, I just gotta do everything equally the same.
I know you're focused on Tuesday practice, but when that Thanksgiving meal is served up, what has to be on the Kyren Williams plate?
It's probably not gonna be anything I'm gonna get here. So, my grandma, she makes the best meals. I'm so mad I can't be home for her. But if I'm at home, I'm definitely gonna get some greens. I'm getting chitlins. I'm getting some candy yams, and then I'm gonna get Cajun turkey. That's my whole plate, and I'm gonna have about 2 or 3 of those.
All right, I got a question for you. You made a comment that all of a sudden things kind of shifted and clicked with this team. What was it that made that shift or that click possible to produce what you guys have done in the last few weeks?
I think that Virginia Tech game and that final last drive going into winning with the 2-minute drive and, just everybody having to come together to make, just one last effort to go win the game. And then when you see guys like Kevin Austin flying across the air and making that play, it's like, we got to do something. Like if we want to keep winning, we got to step it up. We got to up what we're doing now. So I feel like that's just been our mindset each and every week, that we got to up what we did last week and we got to better what we did last week. So, that's just something that Coach Reese has really harped on this whole season, especially after the bye week, that, we just got to keep on upping what we do.
Right, and it is Thanksgiving week. What are you most thankful for when you look at this program and just this last few years?
I'd really say that everybody that's in the program, like my teammates, the faculty, the faculty and staff, the trainers, like the equipment managers, like I feel like everybody I have a relationship with, and they all helped me develop to the person I am now, especially here at Notre Dame. They've all helped me get to where I'm at now, and I'm just forever grateful for them.
Do you have any thoughts on Audrey's hurdle?
No, he thought about it though, but if it was there, it would have been nice. But you live and you learn. You can't. Not everybody's perfect, so I don't never make fun of them.
Follow up to that. So give him an F. What's your grade on that?
At least he tried. I ain't never tried.
All right, got time for one question on Zoom. Len Clark, go right ahead.
Kyren, you alluded to writing a paper. Can you talk about the academic experience at Notre Dame? And we know what you do on the field. Tell us about your experience in the classroom.
My experience in the classroom hasn't been too bad. I'm a guy that's liked school, that has enjoyed school, and that's done school. But in the classroom, I try to just attack it the same way that I attack the football, because if you do one thing better than you do the other thing, I don't feel like it will equal out. And I feel like you're giving yourself a disadvantage, especially here at Notre Dame. Like if you want to be good on the football field, then you got to do it in the classroom, because if you don't do it in the classroom, then the coaches can't trust you. If they can't even trust you to go to school, then they can't trust you to put you on the field. So that's something that I learned really early on in my time here, but it's never been a problem for me not to go to class and do what I got to do in class. But, that's something that I realized, that if you want to play football here, you got to go to class.
Thanks, Kyren.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks.
Oh, what's up, man? All right, we're gonna do questions in the room first. You can look up at everybody as they're asking their questions, and then we will do questions on Zoom then. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Oh, everyone defers to me first. Bo, just, the way this defense has come together, especially the last 3 games, can you put in perspective, how this has happened that you guys are playing as well as you guys are compared to maybe earlier in the year?
Yeah, so we always just focus on execution. Like that's what we strive for, not perfection, but just be high level executors. And so I just think over the course of the year in the new defense, you kind of get more and more comfortable with it. And so that elite level communication and execution goes up, and inherently you have a lot better defensive play.
When you guys are trying to get to that point and you have some of those struggles early in the year, could you have ever imagined it getting to the point that you're going, this many games without those kind of points getting up on the board?
Honestly, I kind of expected it to happen. If you do all the work and work as hard as I see our guys do, and see how much they care about the game, I think it was inevitable.
Coach Kelly said this defense suits you, personally. Kind of one of the reasons why you're so successful in it is that it suits you. What do you feel it's about the defense that suits Bo Bauer?
Coach Freeman, he's a great coach. He always says, we're going to work with who we have and what their strengths are. And so he's just kind of tailored the defense to things that I do well. And, I think our defense is inherently aggressive. And so I think that kind of plays to my strengths.
Coach Lee was, I guess, hard on the finer details, like your footwork and everything. I guess, is there anything that Coach Freeman does that's similar to that?
He really harps on the difference. That's kind of something we do every day, just block destruction. And, I think something that you use so often and it's so important to our game that I think that is something really important that we drill and we take very seriously.
And then you kind of touched on it, this question, but Coach Kelly said you have more freedom in this defense. I guess, is there an example of that freedom that you're allowed to have?
Sure. Against Virginia a couple games ago, had a certain gap, ended up being able to make the tackle just because I wasn't running through my specified gap. It's just playing with your instincts. It's just kind of a different philosophy.
And then you have a decision to make as well. I guess what factors go into that next year or the program?
Obviously it's something you have to consider, but right now I just love my team and my teammates, and I want to be where my feet are. So I just want to focus on being the best teammate I can be and trying to push this team to be its best.
Oh, when you watch Stanford's offense on video, what stands out?
They got a lot of great players. They're definitely an opponent to be respected, and we have to take it very seriously.
They tended to play very physical pass. Is that the nature of this?
Sure. Every game we're expecting that we have to be physical and we have to initiate that. And, it's no difference with Stanford. They're tough, physical, really smart guys.
This is the first I've had the chance to talk with you, and you're very soft spoken here.
Yeah.
On the field, you don't appear that way. What flips the switch for you?
I've been fortunate enough to work with Dr. Selking, and using her as such a great resource. She's kind of helped me, go back and forth between these different intensity levels that I need to be at. And at the end of the day, I found being a little bit lower intensity all the time kind of works better.
I'm sorry. Thanksgiving's coming up.
Yeah.
What has to be on your plate Thanksgiving Day? And how much of a quantity?
I love green bean casserole, so I need at least a quarter portion of that, maybe half.
All right, so y'all haven't given up a touchdown in 3 weeks. What is so special, unique about this defense that everything's clicking right?
It's a new defense. We just need to focus on execution and kind of creating those links together. I think everybody's feeling a lot more comfortable now with being that way, and so at the end of the day, I think that's where it comes from.
That's a pretty impressive stat. I'm kind of smiling just thinking about it. What is it like to see that success? As you said, you guys have been working towards this moment, to be able to have success for the defense.
Yeah, we've been working since last January, in the weight room, on the field, and just, putting in that such a large accumulation of work. It really means a lot to see it come off, especially in November.
you have this infectious energy when you're out on the field. How important is that for the guys around you to know that you're not backing down and you're running through the wall if you need to?
Yeah, you need to have everybody around you, playing at that same level. It's super important for everybody to be ready to do that. We always say we got to be the most physical person on the field. So we take that very seriously.
And you made the comment that you're focused where your feet are right now. You're not looking towards what the outcome after the season is over. What are some of the things that you're going to consider when you do go to make that decision?
What's best for me and my family. I have no idea what that is at this time, but I'm just happy where I'm at right now.
I got one last question for you. It's Thanksgiving. What are you most thankful for within the program, being a part of this team, or just in general?
I'm thankful for the guys that do this with. What we do is pretty hard day to day, and so going through it, at the end of the day, you do all this for your brothers.
All right, thanks, Bob. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I say only talk about 3 minutes. Exactly 3 minutes.
Starting
Now.
Yeah.
Everyone go ahead.
Isaiah, what does this defensive performance that you guys have been able to put together in November mean to you?
It means a lot. It's always great to pitch a not complete shutout, but allowing no touchdowns is always great. And it eases the offense as they can just keep scoring and scoring, and we just hold them out to a shutout, well, technical shutout. But it just means a lot for the whole defensive staff and all the players.
Coach Kelly talked about recruiting and having conversations with you already. Without getting into your private conversations here, what's the tenor of those been like?
It's been more just talking about me and my family, what's best for me and my family, just what they can do for me and what I can build upon. And it's just basically stuff like that.
What's it like being able to go home this weekend and play in front of, I guess, your home crowd?
That means a lot. I always like going back to Stanford. Since freshman year, I always like going back to Stanford, but I don't know. I love the Bay Area. I love going back home.
How much extra juice does a guy like you, who seems like he has plenty of juice on the field already, get when he gets to have that opportunity? Is there a next level you can actually take your game to when you're getting to play at home, or you know what I'm saying?
I feel like everyone always has that something else they can bring, or that some juice they can bring when they play back home, but they always have a different type of energy. Or senior night, everyone played out of their mind senior night. That's their senior night, playing for each other, playing for the seniors. Seniors playing for themselves, the other seniors. I always feel like there's always a next step, and maybe going home, that'll bring out the next step into me.
2 more questions.
What are you looking forward to most about being able to be home and have your family and all of your friends there to watch you play?
Basically, just having my whole family back home and just watch me see me play. My friends back home watch me play. Because last time I see my friends a couple months ago in person, but just watching them watch me play the football. Because the last time we played football together was 3 years ago. That was the last time we played football together. Just having them have the chance to watch me play now.
What do you think it's about this defense? What is the strength of this defense now that has allowed you guys to get to this level of playing the way you guys play?
I feel like it's the execution of technique that we have really focused on and enhanced throughout the season, and we're just getting better and better. That's why we're getting so many pressures, so many sacks, and we're close to the sack record now for the all-time for this whole season. So I feel like that's what really got us to the point.
Thanks, Isaiah. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thanks.